It's me. Alright, welcome to Alligator Alley, guys. My name's Joseph. I'll be feeding alligators for y'all this afternoon. Looks like we got a couple interested alligators. I'll go ahead and ring the dinner bell, give them all a heads up. Let's hope all 200 or so don't show up at once. If they do, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Sound like a plan? Yeah. Alright, here we go. Very high-tech alligator call. Never try that. So currently inside the swamp with us, a little over 200 adults, about 250 to be a little more accurate. These are all nuisance, wild-caught alligators. Basically, what has landed them here, though, is just being an alligator. What used to be creeks and swamps and bayous has now turned into waterfront property. So just being an alligator has pretty well got some of these guys in trouble. Now, one good thing about them, though, is they're actually very good at association. Alligators can associate times, places, sounds, even colors. They see in color about as well as you and I do. For some reason, pink's their favorite color. Some of you ladies might need to watch out. Y'all stay in the middle. You'll be fine. We hadn't lost anybody yet today, but it also does not take a very big alligator to ruin your day. At about 6 to 7 feet, which most of these on the bank are in that 6 to 7 foot range, but at this size, they have a bite force of about 400 to 500 pounds, which doesn't seem like much weight. Most of you fellas put that up at the gym every week, right? A couple of us. Doesn't seem like much, but our arms and legs tend to start breaking around 450. So that little alligator could actually do quite a bit of damage. Now, once they jump up in size to about 10 feet or so, which that guy over there is probably knocking on 10 feet. Wake up. But at 10 feet, that bite force jumps to about 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. And then if you guys make it to the back of the swamp back there and see or read about Captain Crunch, he holds the record for a male American alligator for bite force at 2,982 pounds. And this is true poundage, not PSI. Now, these alligators can generate into the hundreds of thousands of pounds PSI or tooth pressure. So he's only going to bite you once. Good thing is he can only hold that bite on you for about 20 minutes. So if y'all have got 45 minutes to kill, things are going to be fine. At least we'll hope so, right? So hanging out with us out here in the swamp, we do have both males and females. Now, from an external standpoint, male and female alligators actually look the same. So I can't really look at one and say, yeah, that one kind of looks like a boy or that one kind of looks like a girl, because they're identical on the outside. So there are basically a couple ways that you guys can tell whether this alligator is actually going to be a boy or a girl. The first way is you toss your wallet over the fence. Ladies always beat them to it. The second way is you physically catch that alligator, kind of reach in, check out the running gear if you know what I mean. And the last way is, ladies, you only get upwards of about 10 feet or so. You will never make it over 11. Fellas, you get up into about the 13-foot range, maxing at around 14. So if it's over 11 feet out here, I can pretty well guarantee it's going to be a male. Now, ladies, what you lack in size, you make up for in overall temperament and attitude. Good example. Two of the meanest alligators out here in the swamp. Due to their lovely temperament and attitudes, we just call them Hillary and Nancy. Luckily, I hadn't seen them yet. So, to give you guys an idea what is actually transpiring out here in the alligator world this time of the year, is we are starting to wrap up alligator wrestling season. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. So, most of your really big guys, by big I mean 13 plus, have been chasing girls around. They're about tired of that. They're going to come over here, start to get a bite to eat. If you're a non-pecking order fella out here, which old Pickle Bucket is, he's a non-pecking order guy. Don't bite his tail. He's had nothing to do the entire summer of this breeding season, so he's just been up here eating, trying to become that big alligator. And then if you were a female out here in the swamp, you should also be taking advantage of this feeding opportunity. If I was a betting man, most of these right now in the bank are probably going to be females. Reason being is we're about to jump into nesting season. Once we get into nesting season, ladies, you will not venture very far from your nest for the 65 days it takes to hatch those baby alligators out. So mom will not be eating much during that time period, and that's why she should be capitalizing on this feeding opportunity. All right, let's go see if we can find some other big guys over here. They're moving a little slow today. Ouch. That makes my fingers hurt. Let's see who else is hanging out. Now, granted, we are definitely not filling any of these alligators up. At one time, if they wanted to, some of these bigger fellows can actually eat about a fifth of their overall body weight. So let's take this guy right here. This is Freddie. Freddie, no monster. He's 11.5 feet. Freddie might weigh 500 pounds. There we go. Come on up here, Freddie. Quick, somebody jump in there and give him a push. He's having trouble. But let's say something big came along, presented itself to old Freddie here. He has got a stomach capacity of about a fifth of that overall body weight. So he could actually eat about 100 pounds at one sitting. But a couple of those bad kids would fit right in, wouldn't they? Now, if we're at the extreme, there we go. Come on, Freddie, get up here. Now, if we're at the extreme other end of that, let's say the same 500-pound alligator's having a hard go of things. Life's a little tough. As long as he gets 10% of that overall body weight, so now we're down to about 50 pounds, he can actually go upwards of about a year to a year and a half. No food whatsoever, still keeping that lovely figure of his. So, kind of shows you how good these guys are at energy conservation. Apparently he was zigging and I was zagging. I think he missed that leg. What's cool about these alligators though, y'all can look on the smaller one that's easier to hold over there. Around their top and bottom jaw they actually have what look like freckles. These are sensory organs. So they can actually detect scents as well as vibrations in the water. So granted that leg is not putting off any vibrations, fight it out. But it is putting off a pretty funky smell, so here in a minute somebody can actually dive back down there and locate that leg on the bottom and eat it. Now, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but these alligators are not taking much time to enjoy their food. Physically, they can't chew. Everything they eat, they're just going to crush and swallow in its entirety. Inside of this alligator's stomach, there's actually enough hydrochloric acid produced that they can break down pretty much everything they're going to encounter out here. We're talking bones, teeth, feathers. Nikes don't do so well. That's a long story. Get their shoes off before you throw them in, Mom. Actually, the vast majority of what they consume in the wild consists of turtles at about 80%. Sounds pretty good, right? Hard, crunchy outside, soft, chewy center. Making me hungry just thinking about it. All right, I got a couple pieces left. Typically, once I start getting low on food, it is just a good idea to get out of here. Then we're going to do something real exciting. Everybody here can swim, right? Where's our non-swimmers at? Don't raise your hand, you're volunteering. Come on, I caught you. Just kidding. So, y'all are probably wondering why these things don't just come up here, bum rush me, take my cooler, eat it at their leisure. I'm definitely outnumbered out here. Reason they're not doing that, it's going to take a lot bigger alligator to take me down. Secondly, where he makes his living is actually down at the water's edge and in the water. Not that they couldn't catch them on land, because alligators do have a very impressive land speed, the lower 20-mile-an-hour range, but that is actually a flee response, so it's designed to get away from stuff, not catch things. Now again, you can imagine how slow that turtle actually is, probably one of the slower things in the swamp. Alright, well, cool. Nice calm alligator feed. Didn't have to run for my life. Not as fun for you guys. Works out good for me. What we're actually going to do, hanging out to my left over here, Miss Sherry's running around. She's got an alligator out. If you guys have not had the opportunity yet to hold one, I highly recommend you do so. Ladies, they're not slimy. They're not slippery. They feel kind of like a $2,000 pair of shoes. So they're quite pleasant. He's like, man, the show's over. Let me get some more. If you guys have not had the opportunity to hold a snake yet and like to do that, we've got a wild encounter area out back behind Sherry. They got a whole bunch of other stuff besides alligators roaming around out there, so y'all go check it out. If y'all hadn't made it to the back of the swamp, the further you go down this path, the bigger these guys should get. There's actually about 30 of them that are over 12 feet out here, so quite a few big guys roaming around. And last but not least, if y'all want to get rid of somebody, y'all see me down here in the corner. Y'all enjoy.